We can then this thing. Mohina, let me know when we are live. Um, hey, great. Here we are. Welcome to today's live session where we'll be discussing the possibilities of your career surviving the remote world. And we'll be having a special focus on teachers, bankers, lawyers, and accountants tonight. And that is because we have quite a number of people come to our inbox asking about these four professions. Oh, I want to go remote with my profession. I'm an accountant, I'm a lawyer, I'm a teacher, I'm a banker. What are the possibilities of me surviving the remote world as one of these people? And that is why we are discussing this tonight. Now, if this is your first time of joining me, I'm Dr. Aderinsola Adio Adekboji. I'm the founder of iTrain Africa and the Skilled for Work Academy. And I'm a global opportunities expert. I have secured several global opportunities over the years, and I've also helped other Africans across 36 countries do so. Now, let's go to the gist of the day. I want you to know that the first thing you must understand is most of the time, whenever you hear remote work, it means work that you can do from wherever it is you are. And the work can be either global in nature or it could be local. So for instance, you could be working for a Nigerian company as a Nigerian, and that work is not like global because it is not open to people from other continents. So if there's a possibility that you're doing remote work, they will say, oh, but it's remote, but you must still be like from that country. So you'll find a lot of jobs that they will say, oh, the remote work is like it's for US citizens alone. So you cannot truly call those kind of opportunities global opportunities because what defines something as global, it means that it doesn't restrict, like it is not restrictive based on where you are from or where you are resident. So remote work, the first thing I want you to remember tonight is remote work could be local or global. And I do not, global does not mean US, UK, Canada, right? You could be local. Like if, for instance, you stay in the US, you work in the US, like you are a local, in the US, right? You're not a global citizen. So because I heard that sometimes, as in, early on when I started to teach about global opportunities, and I refer to myself as a global citizen, some people say, well, but you're in Nigeria. I say, correction, you could be in the US, you could be in Canada, but you're not a global citizen because that is where you are resident. It's only a location that you live. But you may be resident there and you cannot actually boast of having interacted with people from several continents or this thing, or actually traveling the world in the way I have done. So in the actual sense of it, local simply means your place of this thing. And it doesn't matter whether it's Nigeria, Kenya, UK, or this thing, but it's this thing. So please, once we understand that, then we can move on to the next thing, which is now like remote work, whether it is a local remote work or global remote work. There are three things that it comes with. It comes with what? The money in terms of profitability. It comes with the flexibility, which is always the top priority for people that have experience. The top priority for people that have experience is always the flexibility of remote work anyway, because I just want to be able to do it from where I am. Of course, for many people, it's always about, oh, if it is a global remote opportunity, it also comes with some form of profitability. And why is that? It is typically because when a job is global, the normal, or like I say, the normal, or like I say, the typical kind of jobs that you find are global in nature, meaning it is open to people from everywhere, are jobs that are from, like, let me say, the UK, Europe, Canada, US. And because those places always have jobs that, or rather their standard of living, their taxation level is high. For instance, you could be in the UK and you are paying as high as 40% of your income as tax because government provides other things. So, and I'll give you a perfect example. When I was working at Museum for the United Nations, for instance, and we had to hire local facilitators from everywhere. Well, like the same job we will hire somebody, probably we can pay them $1,000 in Africa, which will still be good money. We could hire somebody in the US and we cannot even afford to say we are pricing them for less than 2005. Why? Because of the cost of living and the standard of living. So even if, because some people come and raise issues of, how can you for the same job hire someone in Africa and pay them 1K and hire somebody in the US and pay them 2.5? Guess what? It is because in Africa, that 1K, that person will be a big boy, living large, as in a month, they will not even use $100 to pay rent. Maybe that $100 can even pay their half-year rent. Do you understand? So in the actual sense of it, but in the UK, or US or whatever, you pay somebody 2,005, 1,002, they will use it to pay rent. And I'm talking about conservatively. Conservatively, like 1,002, they will use it to pay rent. They will still pay tax from that 2,005. For them to feed in a month, they'll probably spend another $300. So by the time you check how much they will spend totally in a month and everything, they've probably spent 2,004, that's 2,005, and they have $100 left. But in Africa, if you are earning that $1,000, you are probably using it to like, like only you, it's not as if you're even managing, or like you're doing big boy. You may not even spend up to $400 in a month. So you still have $600 left, because $400 in Nigerian money right now is about 600,000 naira. And if you're a single person, 600,000 naira in Nigeria, now you are living well. Do you understand what I'm saying? You are living well. To spend 600,000 naira in a month as a single person, you are living well. You are not managing. If you're a family, yes, you can say you're managing, but I'm talking about only you, 600K, you're probably living well, right? So it means that is how these things are, and I had to explain that so that you will know why when you seek remote work as an African in a global setting of remote work, the profitability is always a major thing that you need to consider, because it is profitable for you because of the exchange or the currency exchange and the standard of living where we are. No matter how we complain, food is still not expensive. Most of us now, we can be earning this thing and you see, like the tax you will pay is just like this, because when somebody is paying 40% tax where they are, you're only paying maybe 7.5%. All this kind of stuff. It's like relatively it's not high for we in Africa. Now that we have all that background, we then look at it that if our targets, because if you are doing local remote work in Nigeria, there's a possibility that you're working remotely in Nigeria and you are still earning like $100, $200 in a month. So in those kind of remote work, profitability, we cannot really say it is profitable, but it is still flexible. Like I said, things to consider when you are considering, oh, should I go global or go remote with my work? It's the profitability and the flexibility of it. Those two major things, consider them. Now, if you are in this room and you are an accountant, a banker, a teacher, and a lawyer, for instance, there are two questions to be answered. First is to then first ask ourselves, like, are we able to render legal advice in a corporate space? I'll start with lawyers. In a corporate space without being physically present? Yes. But are we able to do remote legal work? The answer is almost no. You know why? Law is not universal. The legal stuff that applies in Nigeria doesn't apply in Canada, doesn't apply in US, doesn't apply in Europe. Legal profession is localized. Meaning, will you be able to, will your career survive the remote system? Absolutely. But can it transcend the global this thing? You may not be able to take your career to the global remote work, but it can survive the remote local work. And that is why you will see people when they go to Canada, they have to go and do legal this thing for like 2 years before they qualify to then become a member of the Canadian bar. Because the laws of that land is different from the laws of your country. So, but again, the number of years you will now spend is lesser. So the question is, are you willing to do that? So now even top it is not like you can say I'm in Nigeria and I'm taking like the Canadian bar. Do you understand? Can you take some of the exams? Yes. But in terms of actually sitting the Canadian bar, Canadian bar exam, you must be there. So that's for lawyers. So in simple terms, can your work go remote? Yes. Can it go global remote? Most likely no. Now, the second people I would then like to address is, which is why I have first had to explain the difference between local remote and global remote work. So it means, for instance, if there is an organization, I'll go back to lawyers, and they are in Canada, but the legal advice they need, maybe they are trying to establish something in Nigeria, and the legal advice they need is around the laws of the land, laws of Nigeria, right? It would mean that your experience is valid because they are trying to consult you on the legal this. They might be a global company. They will want to consult you locally, like as a local, and they will, pay you. They will still pay you like Indians, and they will pay you good money because they are not like here and they need your legal advice in it. It happens to a lot of all these big firms where somebody abroad has one case with Nigeria and they will consult, them, and they'll pay them, several thousands of dollars because that is how much they would typically pay there. So they will charge them based on that level. But in terms of you now saying I'm consulting legally for a case in Canada, most likely not. Now, let's go to the second category of people, bankers. Bankers in the room, I always say, when you are considering remote work for banking, please let's first establish that banking is not like a profession. It's an industry. Banking is not a profession. So when you say I'm a banker, you don't have a profession. I'm sorry to say, but I'm just telling you, you don't have a profession. You have an industry. Industry is what you have. You have banking industry. So within the industry, what are you? Are you a legal professional? Are you a marketing executive? Are you a salesperson? Are you a customer support? You must be something. Banking is not a career. Eh? So the problem I see a lot of bankers have is they are not even clear. They have not defined who they are within the industry. So when they come to say, I'm a banker, I say, Madam, there's nothing I can do with that because when I go on LinkedIn, I cannot search banker. It is an industry. So what are you? Then a lot of people then come to the realization that they cannot even, especially for the people at the lower cadre, tellers, they cannot really say this is the work they've done because they then realize that technically it's like they don't have a profession at all. So they have been sitting down on the I'm a banker kind of title, but in the global sense of it, it is not actually a profession. So then they get stuck. But if you're a banker and you are on this call and you're a banker with a profession, meaning you have been able to specialize within the banking industry. I have quite a number of people right now, young people within the banking industry, that they are product managers within the banking industry. There's one that comes to do mentorship in our academy whenever we are running product management and project management programs at the Skill for Work Academy. They come as this thing. You will say they work in the bank, but they don't call themselves bankers. They say, I'm a product, like that's someone that I know that she has less than 5 years of experience. And there's another client of mine who is the AGM of a bank, or even maybe GM right now, right? Who I know also specialize within product development for the corporate space. Like, let me say they develop, like they are within the bank, but our work is to develop products for their corporate clients. For instance, let's say they have a corporate client like Unilever, right? And Unilever has key distributors. So those key distributors always bring complaint. This is why I'm not selling. So their work as a product person is to then say, oh, how do we develop products that meets the need of our corporate clients or that meets the needs of our, she was in corporate. There are some product managers that are in, like, let me say, retail, banking. So why am I explaining all this? You must be able to define what you are within the banking industry. A decade ago, you may not say, because I remember when that AGM client came to work with me, like, let me say 3 years ago, I had to help her define that she was a product manager because I had to, when it was a one-on-one consultation and all those things and all that thing. And I kept digging deep and saying, Madam, you are not here. They say, okay, what are you? I'm AGM. I say, AGM is a position. Assistant General Manager. GM is a position. General Manager. That is not a career. Tell me exactly what you do within the banking industry. And that is where people always have challenges. And I started to probe on this thing. So one of the things we did when we worked together then, because I think she came on a one-on-one program under the PPP framework, which is what I call the GOP right now. But then she did that like a coaching this thing, which I'm not open to at this point. The coaching version of PPP, it doesn't matter the millions someone are paying me. I'm not doing. I don't have the luxury of time. I'm just saying one of the things is I realized that she had been doing product development. But probably because me, when I worked internationally, in fact, even before then, 2018, I've been in the products line, meaning when I went to Unleash Innovation Lab in Singapore, that is when I got exposed to product development, innovation, and everything. So I understood the entire process of innovation, which is what product development is about. Product as in life, let me say, empathizing and everything, doing your market research and go, all the things that has to do with products. Which is why for me, it was easy for me to get my international degree because I was in a space where I understood design thinking for product innovation. And again, I keep telling people it is hot cake. It is hot cake. Go online, LinkedIn now, go and search product managers. You will be seeing the mad money, you'll be seeing 10K, all those kind of things that they are paying people per month in US dollars. So I said, out of all this your experience that you have explained to me in this your career journey, I can pick out the fact that you're a product person. You have done product innovation, even if you have also done other things within the banking industry. But let's pivot your career to hold on to the product side of things. So when we are positioning you, we position you as product development within the banking sector or the finance sector. Now, for bankers, whenever I'm teaching, I always like to use case studies, real life things that has happened, especially when maybe it's clients I've worked with or people that have come on my program, because that is the only way I can explain to you the reality of things. See, I would say if you are in marketing in the banking distance, your career, you can rearrange it for the remote space. But you cannot be in marketing, in the banking space and not be willing to do some upgrade if you must get into the remote distance. Why am I saying this? A whole lot of the marketing strategies that the banking space used to implement, they are going extinct. They are going archaic. So when you are saying you are marketing a bank before now, they will say, I'm marketing a bank and they'll be doing billboard, all those things. Unfortunately, if you have been following the likes of UBA and Co. of late, just go to their page, go and do, you will know that they have transitioned their marketing into digital. You know why? Because the world has moved. And you will see their social media team now doing a whole lot of, they are doing a whole lot of campaigns, as in the tech team in the UBA wearing, that and everything like that. Why? They are now using branding, positioning. They are doing a whole lot of digital campaigns using influencer marketing. It means that if you were working in the bank a decade ago and you people's marketing is going to the market and be singing, and that is the only marketing you can boast of, my sister, it is time to go and do digital marketing to upgrade yourself into the remote version, because whoever is going to employ you as a marketing person who has finance experience, you have depth of knowledge in finance. Depth of knowledge in finance, as in the finance industry, banking. You also understand marketing, that marketing meaning you must get leads. People, what is marketing? Trying to find people who are interested in your product so that they can now come and convert to sales, right? Simple and short. But the strategies. So right now you may understand strategies for that industry, right? But you don't understand implementation strategies for today's world. It's like you understand that our ROI, you understand all those returns on investment, all those one. You understand those part, like the strategy part of it. But when it now comes to, now we have a marketing budget of 10 million naira. How do I ensure that we are maximizing ROI based on where our current customer, because before there was no product managers in the bank. Right now, you cannot be in the marketing department and not be working pari passu with products people, because products would have done the market research. They will bring the result of the market research to you. You must be able to understand and interpret the process of innovation to be a good marketing person and to get paid. And trust me, just go online. Go to LinkedIn and type marketing and just glance through the job description. Small. Just put marketing, finance industry, or marketing, banking industry. Just put it. Do a quick search and start to read through what the job description. They will now be telling you, understanding digital platform like Meta this thing is an added advantage. Understanding SEO marketing is an added advantage. Whereas You have never done SEO marketing. You have never done meta advertising. You have never done cost per click. You have never done what's it called, influencer marketing. You have never done this thing. Whereas me, that I've never worked in the banking industry, but by virtue that I own a business that is digital, I have done all those 7 categories of marketing. In fact, for someone like me, I am in fact new to what you know, meaning foot, like legwork. When I say foot, like let me say offline marketing. It is now that iTrain Africa, this is the first time in our life that we are trying to go and explore, oh yeah, let's do activations and data campaign, be doing placard and be doing, this is the first time. And we've been in business for 5 years, making sales. And we just sit there in the comfort of our house and our office, and we are doing the marketing. It means that you need to move from where you are to where people are for your career to go remote, because hey, you are trying to advise somebody in the global space. You must be talking about universally acceptable marketing strategies. That is what you must understand. You must be talking about universally acceptable marketing strategies. Globally acceptable ones. Not that, oh, they will not ask you, you now sit down in meeting, you now be saying, I think that we should go to the market. We should go to the market and do jingles. Whereas you are trying to advise a client who is in Canada who doesn't have an open market. It's either they have farm markets or they have supermarkets. Do you understand? So it means that what you know cannot help you secure that remote thing. Because again, remember I said remote global job means that the job is open to people from any place. And based on what I've explained for lawyering, right? What I've explained for lawyering, just interpret it into what I'm saying now, right? Your strategies are not global. So it means that you need to understand the global approach to your profession for banking. Simple and short. So the first thing you need to do if you're a banker is to first ask yourself, what am I? You are not a banker. Are you a marketer? Are you a legal professional? Are you a product manager within the bank? Are you a customer support person? And the next step will be for you to then ask, whatever it is you are. I've mentioned two. I've walked through two, like let me say marketing and I walk through marketing and product development right now. I will advise. And why did I talk about those two? It is because I know they are in demand career paths. But for you in marketing, you now need to add digital to the back of your own. Meaning you should go and take a practical based digital marketing course. In all honesty, I think this year I said I was going to create a digital marketing course because of the nonsense my eyes have seen. I've been trying to employ a digital marketer since November of last year. I still don't have. And one of the things that happens is they come to interviews, and the way I'm asking them questions and asking this and that, I'm like, me and my friend always joke about it. Say, Jerry, you go hard before you go find digital marketer, because I then realized that my depth of knowledge is probably times 10 of who is calling themselves a digital marketer. And I kid you not. And I'm being modest about this. Like, they don't understand strategic part of digital marketing, right? So I've been saying it, and I just don't have the time. I feel like I need to sit down and create a digital marketing program from my experience, because I can't even find what I am looking for in the market. And I totally understand why I cannot find, because it is actually hard to find somebody that actually understands it in the business aspect of it. I'm not talking about people that went to do, I don't want to mention names of organizations as in training school. I'm not talking about, I did digital marketing course, because I have people in my organization right now that they say they took digital marketing, they have certification in digital marketing, but nada. Like when I said nada, nothing. Practical side of it, they'll be chat GPT. When I say go and create a strategy and this thing, they are chat GPT strategy. Nothing. They're not even worsen it. They cannot translate chat GPT into practicalities. Do you understand? So for me, it's even hard to even say, go and take this specific digital marketing program right now, because of what I have experienced in the last 1 year, technically. There are very few people I can recommend to say, they have sense. And they are like service providers. Like they offer it as a service, as a digital marketing agency. Someone like Website Chick, she's a digital marketing agency. So it is not like she's selling the course. Same thing, Amara, my friend, she runs a manufacturing company. She has like a very detailed course that is called Product Sales System for products-based business owners who then take the program to learn like their entire sales system, meaning from the branding aspect of it to the digital marketing aspect of it. So she has that program that's called Product Sales Academy. Even if she always says it's for products-based business owners only, like maybe it's up to 20% of the people that attend the academy are actually people that own digital marketing agencies, or they are called digital marketers, but they don't really know it. They will now come and take a program so that they could understand digital marketing from a business owner's perspective. I said that I don't think I've seen any other person that beats my friend Amara in that regard. Like she's a genius when it comes to digital marketing. But again, she's a business owner who has used digital marketing for 10 years to scale her business. So she knows the in and out, the up and down of what she's actually talking about. So that's why I said that for me, and you know, the funny thing, even for her right now, she has a program. She doesn't have time. As in, she's put the program on hold because she's scaling really fast and she doesn't have time to run the program, right? So I'm like, it's just sad that the true sense of it, when you see people that are actually creating programs for such kind of thing, they pause at some point because they're like, I just created this thing for humanity actually, and I don't even have the time to run the program right now because my business is taking a lot of my time and my attention. That's for me to now start focusing on the teaching aspect of it. So, as in, I just, and I think for me, the only reason I've still not created a digital marketing program is because I don't have time. Hopefully, I will create something maybe next year, or I don't know, maybe by some miracle, something will happen for the end of the year, but I cannot even promise that because I keep getting people to say, you keep talking about this digital marketing, but we don't find something practical on it. And I'm like, okay, maybe when that time comes. Yeah, but for now, those are the only places I've seen that maybe you can even have an idea of what this whole thing is about in the actual sense of it, not in the theoretical sense of it. Now, let's go to the third category of people. I've talked about lawyers, I've talked about bankers. Let's talk about accountants. Accountants are people that I feel like their profession, they are lucky because accounting is almost accounting everywhere, right? So when it comes to global remote work and local remote work, they can do both, right? The only challenge I have now seen is that local accountants are not going at the pace of their counterparts in the global space. Like something happened recently. I paid for what's that thing? An accounting software, right? And my person on my team could not navigate it. And they had invited an accountant to actually even assist, and the person could not navigate it. Now, why am I mentioning this? It's possible such a person will say, I'm seeking remote work right now, but you can't navigate an accounting software. So it means the accounting you are actually saying you are proficient at. If we are measuring it against the global standard, you are not proficient at it. Because the accounting you have probably been doing is almost close to ledger accounting, meaning in your organization, you confirm that people have made payments. In your organization, you use this thing. Even basic data interpretation and analysis, you have not done. A couple of months ago, for a short time, I was looking for an accountant before I then decided to go in-house. In-house, when I say in-house and do accounting this thing, because I realized that Even me, that I say I'm struggling, I don't like accounting. I think that is my own problem, right? I don't. Hi, Joy. How are you doing? I see you. Joy, how are you doing? She's on IG. For those of you that understand. How is our baby, Joy? How is our baby? Now, I then see that even if they write it on their CV and say they are professional with QuickBook, they are professional with Sage, they are professional with this and that, in the actual sense, auntie, take this work, do the work, take my data, do this thing. The data is not data in. They still come back and present data to us. Thank God Rina is doing great. Now, they still come back and present data to us on Excel sheets. Which is there's nothing bad in it, I'm just saying. On Excel sheets. So I'm then asking myself, what's the difference between you and bookkeeper? Because in the actual sense of it, the kind of things you would then find that your knowledge can carry is data entry or bookkeeping, not accounting. Because your accounting here is not accounting kind of this thing. So I feel like if you're an accountant and you really want your profession to go remote global, not remote Nigeria or remote Ghana or remote global, I will highly encourage you to find a practical data analysis program. There is absolutely no way you can do proper accounting that you will command the kind of money that you will command in the global remote space without data analysis knowledge. Accounting has gone beyond filling data. It has now gone to filling data and analyzing data. So whenever I see smart accountants these days actually trying to understand data analysis, I said that is a very smart move. Because the kind of job that now arises, the first now is, if there's something you have noticed consistently with what I'm saying right now, is there was a time in the world where being a specialist used to be rewarded. Like, I'm a special, like this, I know one thing and I know one thing alone. In the global space, it is no longer a good thing. I'm not joking. Like, you don't find independent roles. You always find roles that when you read the description, you must be at the intersection of two things. That is how those job descriptions go. So it means that, for instance, I have someone I just recently employed, and our job title is program/project coordinator. I need you to understand the coordination of programs, but the truth is, I have programs like, let me say, WFS. I have Global Opportunities Program. That's Workplace for National Skills Program, Global Opportunities Program. And in the execution of those programs, for those programs to run, we need to implement projects. Let me give you an example. We have Workplace Fundamental Skills Program starting October 1, right? We have hundreds of people who have enrolled, right? It is a program. But the steps that will lead to the execution of that program are projects. Example, we are doing campus activations. Campus activation to get leads, to get people to enroll. We are doing EdTech festivals to get people to enroll. Do you understand? So EdTech festival itself, even if it's just one city, what is a project? Anything that has a start and stop thing. So it means that the person needs to also understand the complexities and execution of projects to be able to deliver on their program role. So, and even me, when I worked internationally, I was not doing one thing. My role was what? Global program coordinator. I would facilitate local facilitators. I would recruit local facilitators. Why? Because global program coordinator. Who am I coordinating? Local facilitators. Where will I find them? I have to find them and recruit them. I have to go into partnership discussions. So at the end of the day, if you know how to do just accounting without the data analysis part, my brother or my sister listening to me, it is time to go and upgrade it. So that you will not say, I did not find remote work. It is your skill that did not meet global remote work. And that's why I started with accounting, that you are lucky because your profession transcends borders. But does the current skill you have transcend borders? If it doesn't, if your current skill cannot be merged with an emerging career, what are you? For instance, marketing. There's now adjacent digital marketing, which is an emerging career. Accounting, there's now adjacent data analysis, which is an emerging, which is in high demand. So find the adjacent career that is in high demand for your current accounting or your current marketing kind of role. Now, the last people I will address tonight, teachers. Again, your career transcends borders. You can be here and be teaching in a US school, English language. You can be here and be teaching Yoruba language in a Canadian setup. Your career transcends borders. Your career can help you do global remote work and local remote work. In fact, less of local remote work, safe. Global remote work, you'll find teachers. The only challenge I have seen with global teachers is a lot of teachers locally, you are earning 30K, 50K. The only reason, and trust me, I say this with all the humility I can muster. As someone who is a teacher, I am a teacher, right? I have taught at the university, at the School of Foundation Studies, University of Lagos. So I am not saying this as a diss. I would like to say that the amount of money I could command with my skill that was just about me being educated and lecturing is not the same amount of money I commanded when I upgraded my skill to have all the digital and foundational skills in such a way that I could then get global program coordinator role. That primarily one of my key deliverables was now facilitating trainings for our local facilitators across 23 global locations. Because as a lecturer in University of Lagos, I didn't have to do much. I just needed to have a black and white slide and go to class. I can even be teaching myself, the way it was, and be teaching myself and be saying, do you understand? I take this thing, go and photocopy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Take this in lesson notes, write it. To whom much is going to be given, much is expected. So when I went on an upgrading journey and took $700 of my money and paid it to a coach who had a program on how to create online courses, meaning I needed to learn the global and the digital side of my career. So that when it then came to me, after that, I attended this mini MBA. I then found this World Bank master trainer who had a training or who was teaching people how to facilitate in the tech age. Meaning, if you are a teacher, you need to learn how to facilitate online trainings. It is a training. I kid you not. That woman she's Ghanaian. I remember one of us had to go to Ghana to go and take that certification on how to be an online facilitator for the tech age. So when you see me saying, oh, I did this work, I was facilitating training on the global stage, my brother, my sister have invested in upgrade. It is not, that is why when I was now teaching at UNILAG, because I was upgrading as I was teaching UNILAG, that is why you would then see my students will now be saying, you are different. You are different. You are not a normal lecturer. Do you understand? Why? I have distinguished by upgrade. So I always tell people, your career is global. If me can do teaching, because what I actually did was training our local facilitators, creating guides for them. Tell me, is it the same way you create lesson notes or whatever it is, handouts? You know, the way they will create handouts at the university as a lecturer, then you just do the handout anyhow. You create it. No structure, no flow, no nothing. You give people, they go and photocopy. You think that is the same way you will create lesson notes or handouts, lecture notes at the global stage? It cannot work. That is the truth. So whenever you ask, can my career go global? I say, my sister, teacher, global. This one, global. Remote, global. But if I share with you, I will share with you, maybe my screen, a teacher. Because I did facilitation of global training or whatever, I had to create guides, like guides that they could use in those my local facilitator. Let me just show you an example of what my brochure, my academy brochure looks like. I will share my screen. If you're on this thing, remember to see my screen. You know why I'm saying that? Now, the normal question you ask yourself as a teacher, can you create this brochure? If you are in this room, you have taken WFS, that's Workplace Fundamental Skills Program before. Under Module 3, under Canva Lessons, I shared with you a sample of an ebook. Is there anybody in this room who has taken WFS before? I shared with you under Module 3, under the tech modules, where I taught you Canva. I taught you how to use Canva to create ebooks and all those kind of whatever guides and all those things. And I remember that for every batch of WFS we run, there will be one teacher that say, oh, as you taught me that thing, I went to create a curriculum outline. I went to create a lesson note using Canva. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you now understand how to create a standard kind of curriculum, how to create a standard kind of this thing. Because first, you even have templates. You understand how Canva works. You can even go to Google Slides. I think I taught Google Slides in WFS in Module 2, maybe lesson 10 or 11. I can't remember. So you are now seeing this my lesson note. I could do it like this. In this my classroom, let me use Canva to create a worksheet. They could actually even access my worksheet digitally. You now know the digital aspect of your work. So before you come and say, me, I am earning 50K Nigerian money, and you will see one teacher that they are giving in her house, she's sitting there, they're giving her $1,000. She's just lucky. She's not lucky. She's not lucky. Let's be clear. She's not lucky. She has invested in upgrade. And I know the next thing we will say is, how much am I earning? Is it not 50K I'm earning? You now ask me to come and pay for 100K cost. Where will I find it? I said, my sister, the next time you are ready to get that upgrade that can get you to $1,000, which is at 1.5 million, you will find the money. Because I always feel like people do not look at their opportunity costs. Do you know what you are losing? Like you are losing 1.4 million naira in a month. That is what you are losing. Let's look at it critically. Because for someone they are paying $1,000, which is 1.5 million naira, and you are earning 50K, what you are losing every single month you choose not to pay for your own upgrade is 1.450. When you put it into perspective, you will understand. And what did the person have to learn? They have to learn the digital aspect or the upgraded, the global aspect of their work. That's why I said, let me just go to my this thing and go and find something. Like I'll just search. I know my brochure will be somewhere. Let me go and search somewhere on my Canva, right? Let me just find anything on my Canva and search for brochure. I just want to give you a sample of what I'm talking about. So if I ever go to an interview, right? Let me find brochure. I ever go to an interview, and yeah, let me click on this. If I ever go to an interview and you are talking about curriculum design, lesson, this thing, I am not going to present the shabby lesson note an average teacher will present. This is what I will present as part of the sample portfolio of what I have. I will expand this so you can see it. I remember when I was going to create this brochure sample, I went to schools abroad. As in, when I say school, as in, I didn't go physically. I looked at the website of school abroad. I browsed their brochures. I looked at the standard. So me and you can be teachers, but me and you are not the same thing. Do you understand me, teachers? So before you ask me, see, this is the cover page of my brochure, this thing. Academic brochure that you're going to give back to students. You know, I didn't have to do it. I could just put it in on plain black and white this thing now. Can you see? The founder, this impact story so far, this one, our kinikon, this one, our schools, this one, that one, how does it work? Our facilitators, yada, yada, yada. This is brochure. If you see my worksheet, sample worksheets on my program, and I'll be me and you be claiming educator together, and you would expect that the kind of money, me, I will say, oh, give me 1K. You can command that same 1K. You cannot. Unless then I say you are lucky. The profession can go global because who would have thought? I remember when I got my job at UN Live, that I told people that I am living my dream. I am doing what I want. I am working remotely because I'm not like a fan of actually living my destiny, but I like the global aspect of it. But the global aspect, I will now, permanent this, I'm not sure I'm a fan. Do you understand? Because I have had to do 9 months in the UK before, and I don't think I like the communal African nature of things. That I said that never say never. Do you understand? Because something might now carry me that I will not, but I'm just saying preference. So it means that for me, I want the best of both worlds. I want the global money, I want the global exposure, and I also want the communal aspect of the African destiny. So for me, I needed to choose. I want, like, the kind of life I want to live is a global local, meaning I am doing global work and I am living local. Do you understand? So it then means that if I want to do global work, I must match the standard of whoever they will employ in that aspect of the world. And if you are here, I'm just telling you, and you have never done WFS, you are doing yourself a disservice. Because I keep saying it that when I did that curriculum, it doesn't exist in any other place. I looked at all the things that helped me to upgrade my own life. The fundamental things that helped me to upgrade my life. To be able to say, I beg, how much now they give me for this university safe? Do you understand? Like you, I had to paint that picture for you. Like, you cannot spend, and before you say it is privilege, it is not privilege. When I parted with $700, I did not have it. I remember clearly my sister borrowed me that money. And I paid it across 6 months. Because $700 is a lot of money. I paid it across 6 months. I did not have it. I had only started to work at like this thing, September. And when that thing, when you're doing the way they pay us in that SFSC thing, they will pay you at the end of the semester. Something very funny, the payment structure. So it's not as if people collected money. I did not have it. To top it, it was 2019. So I could not even go and explain to my husband how I was going to buy a course for $700. It didn't make sense as a then. So I had to go and do pitch deck for my sister because she knows I have a great business sense on my head. I'd run a business then for 19 years. Do you understand? My fashion business. And all the money I had in investment and savings, I just used it to restructure that business. And it was around the end of the year. So typically I have inventory, large inventory. I would have used my money to order fabric. So I had nothing, like no money to even buy the costs. But I had integrity because I had borrowed money from my sister before and I had returned it twice. Borrowed money to do business, returned it. So when I said borrow me this money, I did not say give me. Because some people will say, maybe somebody can just dash me. I say, that is you being entitled to somebody else's business as in wealth. I said, sis, I need this amount of money. I did a pitch to somebody and said, I will return it in these 6 months. One thing. This is how I plan to make. I pitched and she said, take. And I paid that money, $700, to learn. And I parted with money. I also parted with time because then I was teaching at uni. Like I say this story all the time. Meaning I will go and do UNILAG runs by day. Sometimes from school inside my car, I'll be joining lecturing, I be this online course. That should be our program. The BFS is 6 weeks. The course I joined was a 3 months. Every week coaching call. You'll be learning course. That course was long. And I had children and a business because I still had a fashion business to run. And I was teaching at Unilag, plus borrowed money. So I had no choice because I needed the upgrade. So I always tell people that you may not be as strong-willed, you may not be as determined as I am, but I'm borrowing you in my own liver. I am borrowing you my own determination to say growth does not happen in comfort zone. Let's be clear. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zone. You will grow, but you will not experience discomfort is a lie. You will experience discomfort in time. You will experience it in money. You will experience it in every way possible. So please, teachers, if you are in this room, if you're a teacher, you're in this room, and you have not gone on the BUFS, consider it because 3 years, what am I even saying? Last year, this January last year, you wouldn't have even had the curriculum because it was not even in the markets. Do you understand? Consider it a gift because I did that process of development to understand what you need to upgrade fundamentally. Then put it and say, take. So you not taking it is totally up to you. But I want you to remember that nobody grows without learning. In fact, when people bring all these family people to me, say somebody wants to start a business, I say, how much does the person have? They say they have 1 million naira. I said, carry half of that money, go and invest it in learning. Because I can tell you, with half of that money in learning, you will learn the trade secrets that whoever went to start with their 1 million naira and you start with 500,000, I give you 6 months maximum. Your capital will be more than their own in 6 months maximum. You know why? You have learned the business of your business. You have learned the trade of your business. So while that person is busy investing money on capital, on stock, on inventory that will not sell, let's say they want to start fabric business, they will go to market with 1 million naira. They will go and buy things that are not fast moving because they don't have any experience or knowledge. With your own 500,000, you will carry it to that market because you understand what is fast moving. You paid somebody to go and apprentice in their shop. You will say, this one, I cannot use my 500,000. Let me use my 500,000. You will know the right suppliers. So by the time you are getting inventory, you are doing turnover. In 1 month, 2 months, you have sold your own. They have carried inventory of 1 million that they have not sold 100,000. But when you tell them you invested 500K to go and learn the business from a fabric side, they think you are stupid. No, you are not. You are paying to buy experience that will make you avoid mistakes. I tell people all the time, when people say, I want to establish my wife, I say, uncle, come, how much you get? Oh, I have 5 million. Can you carry 1 million of that money and go and find someone that's done it before? Cut corners with the experience of that person. Like, that is how I see it. There is somebody I paid 1 million naira to last week for a training happening in December. You know why I'm going to be in that class? Is it because me say marketing guru? Do you understand? But this person recently did something within the last 1 year or 2 years. And I feel like that thing is bigger than what I have done before. And I'm willing to go and sit in their class and understand it. Because I don't have time. I don't want to be throwing money away. They have seen, like they have used partnership marketing and influencer marketing to score big. And I'm new to that territory of partnership marketing. I want to understand it. Because if I go and throw money in influencer marketing, I can go and throw that same 1 million I don't want to pass it to get the understanding. I will go and carry it, go and pay influencer that will not convert. But in my mind, I'm saying, it's not just to pay influencer. No problem now. Do you understand? You will see your money like this, we enter bush. Please. I keep saying for every training I hold, I say this, and I'm going to pause here and ask for questions. That I feel like I'm trying to grow a community of people who have the mindset of what it really means to be global in nature. And it starts with having the mindset that you need to invest in self and knowledge. You are the biggest asset you have. Your brain is your biggest asset. Help it grow. Don't, because trust me, I hate pity parties. When I say I hate pity parties, when somebody will sit down and be sulking and be talking about, my life is cuckoo hard, it's 50K I'm earning. I said, that is, you're throwing yourself a pity party. You're throwing yourself a pity party. Get up. Go to your whatever. Nobody refuses a great pitch. Like, pitch it to somebody that you have integrity, that use that currency of integrity. And don't ask for stipend. Don't ask for handouts. Ask the person for a legit this thing. This thing. Please, I need this 100K from my salary every month. For the next 10 months, I will pay you 10,000. I will do this thing, but I need you to advance me that 100K now because I've seen this thing within the next 6 months. This is how I will repay you. Give them a plan. They say, okay, now I see this person is serious with their life. Me. When I'm investing money in business, and if I have to borrow money from my husband, I will sit down and first analyze, this is why I need this. This is why I do not go asking for handouts. I just told you my sister's story. So why? So people really take me seriously. If I go to someone and my family, my husband, my friend, and say, I need 10 million naira because I need to use it for this and this, they take me seriously. They do not question my judgment because I have done it before. They know if I tell you I'm investing in this thing, even if it is knowledge, they do not doubt it. Because I have calculated my returns on investment. So, dear global citizens or potential global citizens, tonight is just one of those nights that I think I'm in great spirits to dish out all this knowledge and advice. You got it for free, but people pay me 215,000 to talk to me for 1 hour. This same advice. Please utilize it. Don't treat it like a freebie, right? Because it is expensive knowledge. Now, let me take questions. How many of you are in the upcoming batch of WFS? The batch is starting in October. How many people are in that class? How many people are in the class starting in October? That are joining the next batch of WFS? Is there anybody in this class that is joining the next batch of WFS? Anybody? Or anybody who wants to join the next batch of WFS? Or anybody who doesn't even understand what WFS is, because I don't, like, people are watching me on Instagram, so I don't even want to assume that you understand what WFS is. Okay, Eniola, you're in the next batch. Fantastic. I'm excited for you because I've been re-recording the program and I feel like I've grown so much in the last 1 year. When I say I've grown so much, again, I keep investing in knowledge. So there's quite a number of things I now know that I'm also incorporating in the re-recording. And I'm really excited for it. Today I recorded Google Calendar. And as at last year when I recorded Calendly, I recorded this program, I really emphasized how you can use Calendly to schedule appointments. But right now, Google is doing wonders with their calendar appointment feature. So I think I talked about it today. I even created 2 new quizzes that we are going to introduce in that lesson. Like, there was no quiz in that lesson before. Now there's a quiz in that lesson, as in 2 quiz in that lesson. So it's just fun. I'm really excited for the batch that is coming in October to join the BFS. Like, you are in for a treat, okay? You're in the next batch of the BFS. Fantastic. See my people, you are plenty here. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I can see. Okay, let me keep reading. Good Good evening, Doc, and thank you for your insights. I'm an accountant, have come this far with WFS and GOP in positioning myself for global. However, I have noticed a challenge when applying for remote roles, remote, especially on LinkedIn. At first glance, there are thousands of global remote jobs opportunity available. Once I start the application process, most ask whether I have work permit or if I will require visa sponsorship. This leaves me wondering whether I should go ahead and apply even when I don't currently hold a work permit to live within a certain radius of the company's office, even when the job is labeled as remote. I find it discouraging and would appreciate guidance on and I will appreciate guidance on the requirement and still be competitive for trade. Now, when I started this talk, and I say it all the time, I've said it on GOP, I've said it on WFS. A work is remote doesn't mean it is global. That's the first thing I explained when I started this session. How many of you are here at the beginning of this session? A work is remote doesn't mean it is global. I could want a remote worker, but I would insist they live in Lagos. You know why? At the end of the year, I have a company retreat that is coming up that I want all my staff members to be participating in. So even if you say, but you say this work is remote now, why are you now saying I must live in Lagos? Because I have my reasons. Sometimes a work is remote doesn't mean it's, for instance, maybe I'm a company that, for tax purposes, I remember when I employed a Ghanaian earlier in the year, she was doing remote work, Aisha. I had to pay tax consultants. I currently pay a tax consultant. Why? Tax implications. Tax implications for my organization. So headache. So you think if I could find someone that could do that job locally, I needed to transition it because, in fact, I don't even want to go into the details. But I'm just saying, the first thing I talked about when I started this session is rather, remote work can be global or local. The fact that a job is cited as remote and in the US or Canada or UK doesn't mean it is global remote work. Any work that is not global remote work, do not start it. On GOP, you've taken GOP. I emphasized it in class. I said there is eligibility criteria. There is absolutely nothing you can do about it. You cannot say, I like this work, but you are not eligible. So I always say the first thing you must do for yourself when you go on LinkedIn is to scan through. I taught it severally on GOP. I don't know which batch you are. Do not go and fetch water into a basket. There is no advice. I have given that advice on GOP and WFS. I cannot help you do anything about it. LinkedIn cannot help you do anything about this. Any job you are not eligible for, don't start it. Don't start it. Safia, I can see the message you sent to me personally. Oh, interesting. Oh, thank you very much, Safia. I see how what you wrote to me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You have probably chatted with my relationship or my salesperson, that's Mohina. I would yeah, I would relay the message to her and just give me a minute. Let me drop the message. I don't want to forget. My EA is not here. So if I don't copy it out and drop it immediately, I would forget. So now I just dropped that message for her. Thank you so much. And yeah, we are happy with your targets. We would, and you said you didn't see it on Seller. It keeps slipping my mind. Do you understand? We were going to list our products in the Seller affiliate community. I think I put it on a to-do last month. So probably I will have to add it to Moina. Are you still in this meeting? Can you please add it to Aisha's desk? She's the one currently managing Seller. That I put it on my to-do even 2 months ago. I think before Aisha resumed. Aisha was on maternity leave, but when she resumed, I forgot. She needs to add our products to the affiliates community of Seller. There's an affiliate that you can dump your products there, like it's an affiliate product community. Dump it there. Please do not forget. Tell Aisha that by Friday it must be done. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping me remember my to-do from 2 months ago. I've been saying we'll do it. Moina, be on Aisha's neck because you are the person even in charge of, like, it is a sales channel for you. I said it then. I don't know how we didn't implement it. God brought this person to me tonight to remind me. So the next, so that eligibility, this thing, please, eligibility, you cannot, there's nothing you can do about eligibility. There are 14 million open jobs. Out of 14 million, there's at least 10%. That means 1.4 million that is global in nature. It is now left for you to then sieve it till the one that, because sometimes those jobs, they may want to do remote. Like for instance, Amazon was doing remote after COVID. Only for them this year, they said, oh yeah, everybody return to the office. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you don't live in their vicinity, how will you go to the office? So companies set criteria because of this thing, because of the various things that they need to get done. So the one that you see that are fully remote are always startups. Startups that need cheap, should I say cheap labor, that they are not big organizations that have to start combating all these legalities and legalities and legalities like that. Like their governing structure is small. So they can just afford to hire people from all around the world because they're just building a product and they're just, they are not subject to too much governing stuff because their revenue is under a particular thing. So they can afford to get talent from this thing. So my advice would be for you to actually look at starting at startups. Start at startups. Look for startups that are global and then pitch your tent there. Now, somebody asked me a question. Any recommendation on switching from computer engineering graduate to education field and as an education business provider? God bless man. That is not a detailed question. That means what you read in school is computer engineering, but you've not used it to work. So you're not switching careers. You're only actually starting career. Computer engineering is just an academic degree you have. You are not switching careers. You have academic degree, then you are starting career. Now, so you're not switching field. When you say you are switching field, it means that I've worked in this career, I'm now switching this thing. So, but the way you talked about it, I doubt it. Now, as an education business provider, what is education business provider? Me, I am an education business provider. So what exactly are you in education business as in providing, right? So when you say any advice, again, you are starting education business because when you say you are switching, I don't think have you been doing computer engineering as a profession? If not, that's when you are just starting career. So education business provider mean you want to be a teacher. How do you want to render education? I am rendering education right now. So I need to understand what you intend. Good evening. Thank you for your. I'm an accountant and I've come this far with WFS. I think I've taken that question already. I've provided questions, answers to that. Kindly explain more about WFS. WFS is Workplace Fundamental Skills Program. It is. Oh, you're a newbie here. Nice to meet you too. What's your name? I can see you're techno something. It's a privilege. I would like to join the next batch for the tech skills. Oh, fantastic. I'm interested in next batch of WFS. Doc, good evening to you. My first time joining your presentation, and I must confess I'm overwhelmed. Are you serious? Oh my. That's the thing. Sometimes I teach forgetting that there are newbies in the room. Like if you've been joining my sessions, you would you'll probably have background, but don't be overwhelmed. I'll just say normally for like 2 straight months, I run sessions for free. Like as in when I say to like this month now, and I think in the month of wait, what are we, September? I'll also probably run some free sessions in October, but that's basically it. After that, November, December, like nothing. So there are always like 2 months of the year that you could see me just coming like every week to do these sessions and all that. Why? Because I do not even have I do no longer render one-on-one mentorship. So this is me just still taking 1 hour of my time every week to do the same thing I love to do. Just that there is no commitment, meaning I'm not committed to, nobody paid me for it. So I'm not committed to deliver anything. I just come here and deliver. So um to the person that said you are overwhelmed, do not worry. Stay on our email list. Sometimes we teach on our email list. Sometimes we send you marketing emails. So just look for emails from us. This week now, I think I've been telling Marina to help me. Like I write emails and tell Marina to like schedule it for me and everything like that. So just by the time you keep going through our emails, our social media, come to these sessions, you will understand the background of this. It's just that we have different topics every week. So you may not you will need to probably be in a session that I'm teaching the background for you to understand the basis. And for the person that is asking that what is Workplace Fundamental Skills Program, it is my never seen before signature program. And I say it with my full chest, and I kid you not, you will not find that program anywhere else. This person that is raising your hand, I'm coming to you next. I'm taking the questions in the chat so you can then this thing. So when I say it is my never seen before curriculum that I developed for 3 good years. For 3 years, because I had seen the gap in our educational system. Nobody trained you for global work. Nobody even trained you for global work, on top of remote work. Nobody trained you for the demand of the 21st century. Which is why, when I say I suffer the suffer, then I realize that, hey, God, I beg, how are we going to upgrade everybody? And for me, my target is not even, I always say, so far you are literate, meaning you have gone to GSS 3 at least. You can read and write. You can take WFS to upgrade yourself. So what did I do with WFS? I simply combined everything that I have been wanting in my workers to be able to deliver the level of excellence of work I need. Everything that probably, it doesn't matter if you're my student success manager or my content lead or my EA or my this thing. Everything that I know you need to be able to deliver work fundamentally to me, I put it together across 3 years and then launched it out last year, continentally. In fact, globally, because as of today, we have had people participate from 36 countries. So, and 22 of those countries are African countries. What did I do with WFS? Here's what I did. I looked at my sojourn in the academic space, of course, all my global travels and all that stuff. And I looked at, okay, while I was in Singapore doing Unleash Global Innovation Lab, what were the fundamentals I needed to understand in terms of digital skills or the work I was doing? Because the work I was doing then was like, let me say, work of innovation. Apart from the specificity of like, let me say, oh, you need to know this one, technical aspect of it. There were others that were non-technical, but I needed to know it to even deliver that kind of innovation lab work. Some of them were digital, some of them were soft skills, some of them were life skills, some of them were even basic tech skills, navigation of things like Miro. They were basic tech softwares and everything like that. And they were fundamental. Now, I also looked at my journey when I was in the UK doing a part of my PhD. What were the necessary things that would enable me to showcase my academic work well? Because even if I was brilliant, 4.92 in environmental chemistry, all that yada yada yada, this girl was there hustling, struggling with doing a decent presentation. I will now be seeing my counterparts from other parts of the world. They will do only analysis of five like this. They will carry 5 samples, analyze it in the lab. But when they come to, what are they calling it? to presentation. Like when we now come and do weekly presentation, you stand, hey, they'll be doing 45 minutes presentation. Why? They understand analysis of the data, presentation of the data, interpretation of the data, everything, they understand it. Design of great, like me, I'll now be having data that I'll now put number one on Word document, be using it. No interpretation of data, nothing. No analysis, nothing. But I am the person that has 100 samples that I did in the lab. But I cannot shine. You know why I cannot shine? I don't understand the other things. All the softwares I need to interpret that data. The processes. Shebi is when you even know that the software exists, that is when you go and learn it. I did not even know what I needed. I think that was my major problem. Because I went to Google and said, they say I need to understand skills, soft skills. I will now search soft skills on the internet. Let's search it together. The definition of soft skills, you'll be saying leadership. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm like, no. I mean, the kind of skills I need to do work, to make myself okay at work, to maybe do this presentation. See what soft skills is defining. Soft skills are personal, attribute, and interpersonal ability, often called people skills or character traits that determine how well a person works with others and handles this thing. Unlike technical hard skills, soft skills such as communication, teamwork, emotional intelligence, adaptability, problem solving are transferable in different jobs, yada, yada, yada. Tell me, how can this thing that you have listed as definition translate to the work, Gongo? So Google was not even helping me. So I had to go back to ground zero and start to say, Darren, analyze your life. In the academic space, what were you lacking that made you cry in the UK? When you are trying to look for a staff, the thing that you say, don't you just have common sense? Those things, put it together. Then I decided to test it on people year in, year out. I will get an apprentice into our workspace and this thing. I will teach them with the existing curriculum. I realized this thing is still lacking. I will add it to the next person's own. I kept doing that for 3 years. Till I knew that, yes, it did not matter who came. Whether you're an artist or an electrician, you're a secondary school dropout, you're an MSc, you have MBA, all of you are lacking the same things. I agree with them that they are transferable skill sets across various job industries, but they are not soft skills. They are soft skills, life skills, digital skills, and basic tech skills. And I combine all of those 4 things. And right now, the 5th aspect of it, I call it the project management and data analysis. Why? Because I now realize that for you to be able to do global remote work, you don't have to be a project manager to have to be doing project management. You yourself working remotely, you must understand project management because any work they give you as a task is a project. You can be doing remote work and you need to communicate on Airtable. You're not a project manager. You need to be able to understand how to navigate Notion to report your work because you are working remotely. Those are skills. You need to be able to manage your time and report appropriately. Manage your time. Let them see your timelines. All these things now, it is now a requirement of any global work. It doesn't matter the work. Which is why I said the people that are joining this next, but they're in for a ride. I'm introducing an extra lesson. In the previous version, I already taught project management, like creating SOPs, that is standard operating procedure, managing your time, organizing your tasks, to-do list. I already taught it. But I'm adding something extra. Why? When my staff resume this year, the additional staff, I now realize that they will come. They will now bring data to me in raw data, meaning 100 people view our posts. We will put 100 on slide for me. I say, what is this? I need you to interpret the data as bar charts. Give me insights, recommendations. Then I realized that it didn't matter whether it was my marketing man, social media person, or my student success person, or my sales person. They all needed an upgrade when it comes to basic data analysis for the workplace. I did not talk about it as a profession. So right now, my student success manager has now added that lesson to say, we are now going to teach it under project management and basic data analysis as a fundamental workplace skill, because all of them, they need it to do monthly reports. So technically, I am constantly improving the curriculum based on what I need my workers to have, because I'm a global organization in all sense of it. One of my first 6 values, as if you go to our website, is global standard. I operate based on global standard in my organization. So that is what WFS technically is. A proprietary work, that's the word, a proprietary work of iTrain Africa, where we teach you all the skills that global employers need you to have, but universities will not teach you. And employers will not still employ you to teach you. That is what WFS is. So you can go through the curriculum here. In Module 1, we have the career clarity and global pathfinding. The second one, we have Google Workspace and digital tools. The third one, we have workplace tools. And the good thing is, those that paid in 2023, they paid 300,000 naira. If you are paying now, you are paying 107. It's like 60% off the price some people paid when they were still in the pilot phases. So trust me, I did the work, I then subsidized the work. Now, it is now left for you to decide, do I want it for myself to upgrade or not? That choice is for you, right? It's for you. And just go through this page. Moina, please drop the link in this thing. I always advise you, anything you want to invest your time or money in, when they give you a sales page, read it. Because I personally sat down and got off all the possible questions you can ask me around the product, because I created the product, so I can answer those questions. And I put them on the sales page, right? So I'll just say, take 5 minutes to go through. There's no question you want to ask. Is there internship access after? Yes, there's internship access. You put in a community. So far, you complete 70% of your work. Is there this? Are there success stories? And I'm old. I'm not digitally savvy. Every question you can ask. There's success stories. I just say, Google iTrain Africa. iTrain Africa, that's all I ask you to Google. Find us online. You find us, iTrain Africa. That's all. iTrain Africa. Just say iTrain Africa reviews. You will find it. As of today, let me see, how many do we have in the iTrain Africa reviews? Maybe, if I don't know, maybe 180 something. I don't know how many we have. Find it. You will see what you are looking for. There's nothing you are looking for. You will find it on itrainafrica.com, workplace foundational skills or workplace skills, any of the page. Just type workplace skills or workplace foundational skills. You will see all the things you are looking for. That will be where we'll draw the curtain tonight. Oh, sorry. No, there was somebody that was raising up their hand. I said I was going to allow him to unmute. Where is he? SND. That's what his name was. SND, are you still in this meeting? There was someone I said I was going to allow. SND, are you still in this meeting? I've seen him. Okay, please unmute yourself. I think it's Sunday. Please unmute yourself and ask your question. I promise to allow him to take his question, please. Mr. Sunday, your hand
Good
was
evening.
up. Good evening. Yeah.
Well done, Doctor. I really appreciate your effort. Let me not take time. I dropped the question also in the chat box. My question is, do I need a degree to participate in the global remote job?
WFS, no.
No, not the WFS. Do I need a
Even
degree to
remote,
get
you don't need
global?
it. 20% of the jobs that are listed on LinkedIn do not require a degree.
All right.
Yep.
Number 2, the global remote job, are there specific field is applied to or is in office?
There are more than, I don't know. I can't even put a number. Because what I always say is, I don't think I have seen the career that has not been listed as a job listing on LinkedIn that are remote. I don't think I've seen. And LinkedIn has over nothing less than 10,000 career titles listed. I don't think I've seen a career title that will not have a remote aspect of it.
All right.
So
My
yeah,
final
those.
question.
Mhm.
Is it possible to, I've seen people trying to create their own career, their own title that is not even common or existing.
Mhm.
You have people creating a title, it may look funny, but they just
Mhm.
want people to know that's what they do
Mhm.
and that's
Mhm.
what they specialize in. How does it come along?
Guess what? It's because most likely they find that kind of title on LinkedIn. Go on LinkedIn, go and search for the weirdest career titles, you'll find it.
Mm,
Because advertisers now realize that for you to be able to get quality candidates, you need to use the titles that would match the kind of skill sets that they have.
mm,
Yeah. For me now, one moment I can tell me I'm a curriculum specialist or curriculum innovation specialist.
mm,
Ordinarily, if I'm saying I'm curriculum innovation specialist, like that is not a typical career title. If you say lecturer, do you understand? But
mm,
in true sense of it, what I do is curriculum innovation.
mm.
I'm not just doing product innovation. So under products, product management, product innovation, I'm now saying that I have a subset under product innovation. I'm telling you that I'm a product innovator that is with speciality in curriculum innovation.
All right, thank
So
you. You upgraded, you said you just upgraded the WFS because I'm about taking it. And
yeah,
it now include project management. Is it in full or just the basic?
no, not as a course. There we have a
Okay.
project management course in technical school, 215,000. They are technical programs at the Skill for Work Academy that are for proof. Like, okay, I want to be a project manager. I'm talking about the basics that everybody needs to do work, remote work.
Okay. And data analysis too.
Yes, like for instance, my student success manager needs to be able to analyze the data. Like let me say, he say, oh, there are 20 people in school, 4 of them got into the clinical, 5 like it needs to be able to then interpret the data to
Okay.
deliver it to my during meetings. So
All
it is
right.
not like
All right.
analysis. I'm not saying, oh, I have 4,000 subset of data. Mm-mm. I'm talking about data analysis for any kind of work you are doing because
Okay.
you
Okay.
need that data.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Well done, ma. More strength to.
Thank you.
Hello, good evening, ma'am. Hello.
I can hear you. Good evening. Good evening.
Oh, good
Welcome. Please
evening,
go ahead.
doctor.
Yes.
Yes, my name is Nike Fadugba. I've been following you for quite a while now. But I
Your
think
name sounds
the
familiar. Faduba.
yes, we've chatted, I don't know if you or maybe one of your staff have chatted with them a couple of times. But I think the issue I have is the very first time I was privileged to meet you, you were
Mm,
discussing about social media, something like content creation or social media, okay, digital marketing. And it
mm,
really caught my attention. Then the other
mm,
time I listened to you, I heard about WFS. It also
mm,
caught my attention. Then I heard
mm,
about GOP. Then
mm,
there comes this confusion of which one do I go for?
mm,
Then at a point, you also you made mention of getting to know who you are, what you really want to do. What you
mm,
study in school is different from who you are or your line of your passion and stuff like that.
mhm, mhm,
So I think the whole thing boils down to what exactly is the career path that one wants to actually pursue, irrespective of what you find yourself doing. So in navigating that career path, I think I will need some tutor in that aspect. But for now, I'm actually in insurance industry. I own my own insurance brokerage firm. But does that mean I'm an insurance guru? No, I didn't study insurance. I just leverage on the opportunity that, okay, I know in me, I know buying and selling and whatever it is, I just know that I want to be a business owner. So I just leverage on the opportunity that, okay, that is where I found myself after NYC. And I created my own business around
niche.
it. And that's what I've been doing. So I really want to understand, okay, then as far as passion, I know I like um, conceptualizing business idea, especially with business and small businesses, I found myself, I will just see one thing or the other that I can do better. And the next thing they will be thanking me that, Madam, thank you. You said I should do this. And it's really, so I don't know. So in all of this, how can I put my own, I don't know if I'm not even confusing you myself now.
No. As in, I'm just like, I've seen what you are doing. You have something you're doing which has nothing to do with your background, and you are also naturally gifted with business conceptualization and development.
Exactly.
So what you would need to do a bit of knowledge backing in the skills you are naturally gifted at.
Sorry to interrupt you, Ma. I
Yes.
also understand that I also love teaching, but not the normal curriculum. I like teaching with real life issues. Like last week Sunday, I was asked to teach in church, and I found myself marrying the two together. And the students were like, wow, our teacher, usually it's just because the teacher was not around, I was opportune to do that. And they were like, oh, they would just be teaching us Bible, but I married the two together. So I just really want to share.
Totally
So I'll let
understand.
you. Yeah.
I totally understand what you are saying. People that, like, have you taken the Module 1 of the WFS before?
I've not taken any. I don't even know which
I
one
would
I now
strongly
need.
advise you that
Okay.
Module 1 of our WFS is free access. Because that is what we call the clarity module. I don't know, am I still sharing my screen? Module 1, 12,005 people have gone through Module 1 of WFS in the last 1 year. Why? It's a clarity module. And I always tell people that if you take nothing, make sure you get through Module 1. Why do I always say that? Because in Module 1, that is why we call, let me find it, see it here. Career clarity and global pathfinding. Discover your strength and your ideal career. Identify globally in-demand, remote, and on-site career path. Map out your skills gap and with intention. This particular thing, we made it available, that particular module, in the last 1 year for free.
Wow.
In the last, I said 12,005 people from 36 countries have accessed that thing in the last 1 year. Why do I? And that is why I still keep holding these free clarity sessions. I always say, you know, when they say, has something done you before? I was merry-go-rounding. My life was not progressing like I wanted it to progress because of lack of clarity on how I would utilize the many things God has gifted me. And I see a lot of people in that situation. And somehow, after I hustled my own clarity, one of the first people that gave me clarity was one woman like this, one lecturer in Liverpool. I had to pay pounds to go from Scotland to Liverpool to listen to that woman. When I tell you I've invested in understanding myself and climbing, I have invested. I came back to Nigeria. I was still having some difficulty finding someone who has told my guy. The very first set of people that Mrs. Ibukwawuchika mentored in 2019, I was one of those 100 people. And from that point forward, I realized that many people would accelerate in their life very fast if only they have clarity around their needs, their interests, their strength, and their gaps. There is absolutely nobody that's taking Module 1 of WFS for free that will not come back and come and say thank you. Because right now, some of them even take the Module 1 and say, I then realize that the course I need or the program I need, you don't offer it. I'll go and I said, no problem. Do you understand? Go and then find what you need. Because there is a reason I placed Module 1 of WFS at the beginning. So in you learning or going to learn something, whether from me or from somebody else, you know exactly what you need. You are not learning what you don't need. You are learning what you need that can accumulate to then form this thing. And I will also, we currently, like I said, we are doing an upgrade, and I've re-recorded that Module 1. To a more logical and sequential flow. Although what we currently have there, please, you can also say access the Module 1. If you go to, where is that? What's that link? When I have forgotten where they find out free skills. I can't remember the Module 1, maybe the one on Seller. Yes, that one on Seller. You can put the link.
I've got the link. The link is in the
Fantastic.
chat.
Thank you. Please, I strongly advise you, go through that one first, that module 1. You
Okay,
see
ma.
all this
I'll
question you just
probably do
asked,
that.
that module 1 will probably answer it for you. I can tell
Thank
you
you
for
so
free.
much. I
It will
appreciate you.
probably answer you the
Thank you for
questions.
what you do, ma.
You're welcome. So thank you so
All right,
much,
ma.
everybody. It's 13 minutes past what I plan to spend in this session, but it's been an amazing session for me. How has it? Maybe I should ask, how has it been for you? Drop your how it has been for you in the comment section. Let's see how it works for you. You can use emojis, you can type, and yeah, that is how it has been. Most likely next week. I don't know what I'll be talking about next week, but I'll try to be here same time next week, Wednesday. Have an amazing evening, everybody. Bye.